Hey guys,
We're here today to do a brand new video from Behemoth.
Behemoth.
Wolves of Siberia. This is from their new upcoming album that also includes God equals dog. Yes. And these guys are going to be touring in North America. We're not going because it's a 19 and over show on a Tuesday. Tuesday you have guitar lessons, so even if I wanted to go, I can't go because I got to take you to guitar lessons. They're coming with At the Gates in North America.
With a fake ID and with my name McLovin. The Hawaiian organ donor.
I thought you were going to say that you're going to get a fake ID and you're going to call yourself Dick Dodger.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's better. First name Richard, which is Dick,
Yeah.
and then your last name is Dodger. Richard Dodger. Dick Dodger. It can still be an organ donor from Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know, that nobody's stopping you from being that. Actually, we're in Canada, so being an organ donor from Hawaii, I don't think it would fly. So I think you have to get a fake driver's license from Winnipeg, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Winnipeg, eh? Something like that. But you can still be Richard Dodger.
Funny story.
Eh?
Funny story. In my homeroom, because I'm in high school now, someone actually carved in the back of a desk that was in front of me with a staple remover, McLovin, Thug Life.
I don't know if that's very funny, but it's interesting.
It is interesting.
Obviously, somebody in your high school is a big fan of that movie.
Yeah.
As I am. I love that movie, by the way. Anyways, so we're here to do Behemoth, Wolves of Siberia. By the way, before I forget, we're going to get it started just now, but before I forget, today is a double header day. We have a second video on Patreon, and that's Alestorm Keelhault. It's on Patreon for all of your viewing pleasure, for those of you that enjoy some folk metal. And if you're not signed up to Patreon, consider signing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We put a brand new video there every week. Brand new video every week. We give out stuff there. Once we reach a certain amount, we're going to do on-demand Fridays, where the patrons get to pick whatever video we do on Fridays. So there's a lot of stuff. The more patrons we get, the more content we're going to create, the more stuff ideas we're going to come up with. And it help us, and it's very affordable. It's like $1, like $2 US, like €50 a month, and you help out the channel. Plus, with that money, we're going to use to upgrade some of our equipment, and in the future, perhaps fund some of our trips to festivals. Like
we do a lot of giveaways.
Sabaton Open Air. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways because bands normally send us merch and autographed CDs and things like that, and they give us download codes for their albums. We're going to dump all of those on Patreon for all of you guys to take advantage of that. All right? So are you ready for this? Behemoth, Wolves of Siberia.
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out. So what did you think of that?
That is some heavy, fast, demonic shit right there.
Yeah, I have to read the lyrics to dive in a little bit more into the song, but wolves in human history, wolves are always been associated with evil,
Yeah.
right? Like if you think about it, in human folklore, wolves are always the bad guys. You have the Red Riding Hood, like where
Yeah.
the wolf eats the grandmother and wants to eat her. You have that. You have the boy that cried wolf story. Then you have
The Three Little Pigs.
the Three Little Pigs with a wolf. Yeah, I didn't think about that one. And then there's another one. There's the Riding Hood that I remember. The Three Little Pigs. What was the other one that I said? The boy that cried wolf.
Yeah.
And I'm forgetting another one. There's another popular folk story that involves wolves. Very rarely the wolf plays a good role. I think one of the
Yeah.
few times there's the story of the founders of Rome. There was two. I think there were two brothers, and they sucked on the titties of a wolf, and that they were raised by a wolf.
Oh.
So that is probably one of the few stories in human folklore, in mankind around all the different countries where the wolf didn't play
A bad guy.
a bad role. But normally wolves in human history, they're always associated with evil. Something werewolves, for example. That's another example,
Yeah.
right? So wolves are always demonic, if you will, evil,
Which fits Behemoth.
which fits them very well, because I think, to me, once again, without really reading the lyrics and understanding a little bit more of the background, I can totally understand where this song comes about, because wolves always had that representation of evil versus good, and then you have her, the woman there, as the representation of everything that's innocent,
Yeah.
everything that's pure,
And she's
like,
running away from
and
him.
she's running away from evil, and evil catches up to her, and evil always wins. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like you always get the goody two shoes can never outrun evil. In this video, in popular folklore, the wolf always loses. The evil. If you want to go a little bit more modern, then you have the coyote and the roadrunner, where the coyote can never catch the roadrunner. But the wolf always plays this evil role.
Yeah.
It's just that in human folklore, the wolf always loses. The wolf never beats the goody two shoes. In this video and in this song, you have the complete opposite. Which then, if you convert that into a more religious sense, it makes total sense. Because Behemoth is all about, their lyrics is all about God is evil,
Yeah.
the devil is good. Kind of. I'm doing this in really broad brush strokes here. Like I'm not, I'm really making it a generalization. But if you look at their music, you always have a feeling that evil is good,
Yeah.
and good or God is bad. So you always have that dynamic in their songs. Look at the God equals dog song at the end when the kids are singing. He says, "God, I forgive you not," and then Jesus, "I do not forgive." You know what I mean? I do not forgive you. There's something along those lines. It's always like they're the bad guys in the story,
Yeah.
and the devil, if you will, is the good guy in the story. It's just that he's been painted with a bad brush stroke over the years. You know what I mean? Because religion created God to be good and the devil to be bad, but and I always get the feeling that they have the opposite message, which is also, once again, it plays very into the hands of things that have to do with satanic cults or satanic thoughts. Because, for example, the symbol of the cross is a symbol of God and hope and Christianity and everything that's pure. And when you look at satanic worshipping, or whatever you want to call it, they use an inverted cross,
Yeah.
which is the opposite, right? It's the opposite. So everything between good and evil, one is the opposite of the other, right? So all of those roles are always played, I find, in Behemoth songs. So in this song, it's kind of the same, because in popular culture, the wolf is always the bad guy.
Yeah.
And in this video, the wolf wins. When in popular culture, the wolf always loses. But in this song, the wolf finally gets its dues, if you will.
Yeah. Finally wins.
Finally wins. It kills the lady, the very angelic woman that was just
Running
picking
away.
up things on the field, until she came across with evil itself, and then she loses. So I like that dynamic because it really plays well with their music. It plays well with the themes of their songs, and
With
they
the
tend
theme of them in general.
the theme of them in general. They tend to play on that switch of roles, if you will, which is very common. Once again, with the whole satanic theme,
Yeah.
where everything is in reverse, like everything, the cross is inverted, everything is in reverse, right? So it really plays well. And then it's once again, it's that old, for me, it comes down to this whole thing. If you believe in good, you have to believe in evil. One cannot exist without the other. You cannot have God without having the complete opposite of God. Like in
Yeah.
nature, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So you can't have one without the other. Now, which one is good and which one is bad, that's debatable. That's up to each person who makes their own interpretation of what's good and what's bad. So I really like how they went with this story of Wolves of Siberia, where they used a very common denominator in terms of folk history, which is a wolf as a representation of evil, and instead of losing, the wolf wins.
Yeah.
Almost like sometimes one of those movies like Scarface, where you're rooting for the good guy the whole way through. You don't want him to die. You want the good guy to like beat the good guy, you know? Kind of the same vibe I get. So, what did you think of my interpretation?
It was good.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like the song? Because we just talked about the video and the imagery, but we haven't really talked about the song. Did you like this song?
The song was really good. I'm definitely downloading it.
Yeah, it's heavy,
Heavy,
fast, and his voice, he has a very unique tone to his voice. When a Behemoth is one of those bands that I think has a DNA fingerprint in their music, because
Yeah.
once they start a song,
You know it's them.
you know it's them. And then when the singing starts, then for sure you guarantee it's them. Very unique to the band, I find.
Yeah.
And I really love his voice. There's a little bit of evil and raspiness into his voice. And after seeing them live last summer with this summer with Slayer, I'm really sad that we can't go to the show. But they're
There would have been
incredible.
more blood.
But it would have been a longer set because they're the headliners.
Yeah.
This summer they played a shorter set, right? I really enjoyed them live. I think they're an amazing live band. So hopefully next time there's a tour, it's not 19 and over. So we can both go. All right, guys, this is it for today. Come back tomorrow. We'll have more videos for you. See you guys.
See ya.